welcome. I'm Peggy. Take a deep breath. Are you ready to sort of turn over a new leaf, make some changes for the good? It's not always easy, but we have to be willing to try. And Dr. Roger Rhoades is here with me. He is a Christian counselor, and he's going to talk about how we can make ourselves and situations better.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think that we as a general public are being sold a bill of goods.
About what?
About isolating. You know, we more and more are kind of being taught, be your own person, live your life your own way, do things the way you want to do it. And we do not know how to get along with people. We do not, as the Bible says, fellowship. We don't see the benefit of fellowshipping, of how important it is to be around other people, how important family is. And I think that we have been told we're going to do better if we do it alone. And I think it has caused problems in our marriages. I think it's caused us problems with our family. I think it's caused us problems at work. We just have a whole group of people who love themselves but don't know how to love others. And so what we have is a lot of battling about, I want it my way, I want things to work my way.
What's that song of Frank Sinatra's, I Did It My Way?
Oh, yeah. Isn't that interesting? I love that, Peggy, because what that says is, you know, I would pretty much bet that song is more popular now than when Frank did it.
Well, maybe so.
You know, because I think it is a mantra. I think it is a way of thinking, you know, I did it my way. And I think that that's what people feel is the successful way. That the more I do it my way, the more successful I'm going to be. And I've not found that to be true. I think that when you find people that have been successful, there were hundreds, if not thousands of people behind them that were helping them, that were encouraging them, that were pushing them on, that were making all the difference in the world. But we kind of believe, oh, I got there on my own. You know, all these famous people we see, you know, they did it their way. No, they had failures, they had disappointments, they had to, do without. There was a lot of hardship. And I love that I'm hearing more and more artists say, you know, some of the more famous artists say, oh, it was not hard. I mean, it was not easy. It was very hard. And I had a lot of disappointment. And I had to eat ramen noodles for a year. I wasn't living on caviar and champagne all the time. This is just something that happened overnight. And this person and this person and this person, it all had to align up for me to get where I am at today. And I think that that's a good message we need to send our young people and to remind ourselves of.
Well, communication is an art.
Ooh.
And we have all these little children, they're all out there doing their thing. But do they know how to speak to each other? Do high school students, college students, do we still know how to reach out and communicate? Because that's the secret. To communicate with your fellow workers, with your family. And
that is,
you know what it is,
it's so powerful,
Roger?
It's so powerful, Peggy.
To communicate takes time.
Yeah, and
people don't want to give time anymore.
Yes, it's not, I just sit back and I'm the king. I get to pronounce what I want and how I want it, and my subjects, so to speak, are supposed to lay it out so I can have it my way. You know, we have become such a narcissistic society. It's all about me. And, that goes so poorly. Like you said, the time and energy it takes to get to know people and to get people to understand you. You know, I've noticed it as a Christian therapist how many couples been married 20 years, and if they took a test on each other, they'd fail. They don't. I don't. You know. Do you know? I don't know this. You know, and that, you know, years ago was unheard of. I mean, that spouses knew each other, knew what they liked, knew what they wore. You know, a lot of people would be hard pressed to buy something for their significant other, their children, or their friends. That's why gift cards are so powerful.
That's a big thing now.
Yeah, because I just give it, then get what you want.
Yeah.
Well, the other side of that is I give you this because I really don't know what to get you. I don't know what you like. You know, if I give you this, you might like that. And I think that that's happening to a lot of people. To know the right jewelry to buy for you, to know the right
Oh,
outfit.
well, almost any gal, you know, jewelry is, they're not going to argue with you.
Well, they're not going to go, no, I don't want any of that. But they are going to say that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit in with my ensemble. That doesn't fit in with my other pieces, you know. And years ago, that was a big thing. That was very important. A man would know the ensemble his wife had, would know that she had this kind of ring or this kind of necklace or whatever, and that whatever he bought her would accentuate that. And that was so powerful. And
Right.
we need to go back to that. I hate to.
What you're talking about is communication.
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
And people, let's start at the very beginning. If you have children, listen and talk to your kids, whether they're 3 or 4 or 14 or 15, whatever, because we're all so busy. We don't take time to understand the needs and the wants and share with our own families, much less our neighbors and our coworkers.
Well, and Peggy, I think you well know that we've allowed other people to raise our children. You know, oh, we give our children this person and this responsibility and this responsibility. And, you know, I can remember when, you know, this is the way, there was a we in our family. We did it a particular way. We ate a particular way. We worshiped at a particular, you know, church. There was a weism. There was a gang. That was your family that you did stuff with. And that is not only the power of communication, but it's time. You know, you have to invest time. You know, I know of many people, you know, the old folk song, The Cat's in the Cradle. You know, it's about a young man who has a child, and the child grows up, and he never has anything to do with that child. And when that child grows up, it has nothing to do with the grandparent. And we're seeing that play out now, is that people are not connected. Families are not connected. You know, we need to really make an effort instead of sit and, you know, to the boob tube or to the computer, you know, that we isolate like that we need to pick ourselves up and discomfort ourselves enough to get in the car, to go someplace and to fellowship with others. That is so powerful. You know?
All right, I agree, and I imagine most thinking people out there will say, well, you know, he's right. We need to spend time with our families. We need to talk. All right, now, that's a given. But how do you change? If people are out there saying, well, okay, I want to do that this year, I want to be more involved with my church, with my coworkers, with my husband or my wife or my kids. How do you do it?
You're going to hate the answer. You're going to hate the answer.
No, I
You
want to
ready?
hear your answer.
The answer is plan. We need to schedule that. We need to sit down with a piece of paper and say, Monday at this time, I'm doing this. Tuesday at this time, I'm doing this. And then look. You know, what a lot of times with my clients, I ask them to get a calendar out and to get a highlighter of red and blue and pink. And for little Johnny, everything you do with little Johnny, put in blue. Everything you do with your wife, put in green. Everything you do with the other child, put in another color. And then, number one, look how much color do you have on your calendar. And then number two, how much is colored. And I tell you, when you find people, and I've noticed this emotionally, when you find people that have a well-colored, equally colored calendar, those are happier people. I don't hear I'm depressed. I don't hear I'm anxious. I don't hear a lot of these mental health issues. I hear involvement, involvement, involvement. But the one thing I've noticed is if you, the old motivator person who says, either you plan to succeed or you plan to fail. And I think a lot of people right now, Peggy, are planning to fail. They're not planning. They're just kind of letting life happen. And it's just easier to pick up a smartphone and to deal with that and to text. Or it's easier to search on a computer. Or it's easier to turn on a channel. And it's harder to get up and get in the car and get somewhere. Or, you know, my child's playing soccer over in this field and, well, I'm going to have to go through traffic. I'm going to have to find a parking space. I'm going to have to get the right clothes to wear out where they're playing. But you're there. And all they do is just run around. But you're there.
Yeah.
And you get to hug them, and you get to say, I watched you, and I'm proud of you. Oh my goodness, that's better than any therapy by anybody. Is a parent or a sibling that says they were there. Boy, that's the best medication in the world.
We're going to go to a break, but we've got some secrets. We have a phone number for Dr. Rhoades, and some secrets that maybe we need to step back and think, okay, how am I going to do this? But I can do it.
Yes.
We'll be right back.